The dawn of a new era. A tale that matters. Imagine a world where Africa leads the way. What could happen if Africa ran the world? Meet Amina, a resilient young girl born into poverty in a small African village. At just 5 years old, she faced the heartbreak of being abandoned by her biological parents. Yet, hope blossomed when a kind neighbor took her in as their own. Fueled by determination to escape the poverty trap, Amina threw herself into her studies. She excelled in her school years, her hard work and perseverance shining through. Her teachers and community recognizing her potential, and she then earned a coveted scholarship to study political science at the region's only university. Amina feels both grateful and emotional. During her university years, Amina's ambition soared. She envisioned a transformed Africa where opportunities were boundless and every individual could thrive. Soon after her graduation, Amina's transition from student to journalist was driven by her burning desire to make a difference. As Amina reported on pressing issues, she witnessed the struggles from her fellow Africans. Each story she covered deepened her resolve to become the catalyst for change. Reporting on a local government's political agenda is just the beginning. Amina continuously covered news in rural communities where some of the harshest living conditions and most unfortunate circumstances exist. Amina was then invited to visit a neighboring country to report on rural communities there. This was her first time traveling outside her own country. In the new country, Amina saw a vibrant mix of cultures and colors. She was shocked by her experiences. Some of the people were unkind to her, and the immigration process was complex, and officers scrutinized her every detail as if she were a suspect. She felt uneasy as she noticed that others weren't treated with the same level of suspicion. Finally arriving in the rural communities, Amina reported on their conditions and saw similarities to the struggles in her own country. She began to connect activists, community leaders, and everyday people from both countries, fostering a network of support and collaboration. Her report started gaining attention, and not just locally, but regionally throughout the African continent. Driven by her unwavering commitment to uplift rural communities, Amina founded an NGO focused on rural development. Her organization was not about mere handout, it was about empowering communities to shape their own futures. Under her leadership, Amina sparked a movement inspiring others to join her in building a self-sustaining future for all. Amina's NGO gained momentum with innovative approaches to eradicate poverty. Inspired by universal basic income, she piloted a program providing financial security for rural residents. Building on this, Amina launched community-led lending, empowering women and entrepreneurs to rise out of their poverty. Partnering with like-minded organizations, she embraced social impact investing to fund transformative projects and revitalized communities. Her NGO and its partners focused on funding multidisciplinary factors such as quality education, healthcare, modern agriculture, clean water and sanitation, and more. Recognizing their interdependency, her community-based approach empowered locals to lead their development, building wells, roads, schools, clinics, and businesses. Amina transformative vision and initiatives spread quickly from remote villages to bustling city centers. Her name became a beacon of hope, whispered in awe and reverence. African leaders reached out to her, and she was introduced by some of the most powerful political figures on the continent. In the whirlwind of support and admiration, Amina ascends to the position of chair of the United African Nations. Her journey reaches its peak at the big international conference in South Africa. There she stands as a symbol of hope for all of Africa. During her electrifying speech, she unveils a revolutionary idea, as she said, free visa access for all global citizens. The room buzzes with mixed reactions to her bold proposal. Amina stays strong in what she believes. She doesn't let the skeptics and naysayers stop her. She stands tall, growing even more resolute in her vision for not only Africa's future, but also the world's future. As the newly appointed chair of the UAN, Amina wastes no time in implementing her bold vision for Africa's place in the world. With a strategic focus on economic empowerment and diplomatic innovation, she convenes high-level meetings with African leaders to discuss the establishment of the African Union Trade and Diplomacy Hub. With boundless enthusiasm, she outlines the hub's potential to transform Africa's engagement in international fair trade and diplomacy, laying the groundwork for a new era of prosperity and cooperation. Backed by unwavering support for African leaders, Amina embarks on a diplomatic campaign to garner international support for the hub, Armed with charisma and conviction, she meets with leaders from around the world, presenting the hub as a groundbreaking initiative that will not only benefit Africa, but the global community as a whole. Simultaneously, Amina spearheads efforts to address the infrastructure challenges hindering Africa's economic development. With a keen eye for opportunity and innovation, she brokers partnership with global stakeholders to invest in transportation networks, energy infrastructure, and digital connectivity. In a powerful address to the United Nations General Assembly, Amina passionately articulates Africa's significance as the cradle of humanity. Drawing on scientific evidence and historical narratives, she highlights Africa's role as the birthplace of Homo sapiens and the origin of cultural innovation, technological advancement, and human resilience. As part of her advocacy efforts, Amina embarks on a global speaking tour, delivering captivating TED Talks and keynote addresses that celebrate Africa's culture, heritage, and illuminate its untapped potential. With eloquence and conviction, she challenges misconceptions about Africa and inspires audiences to reimagine the continent as a beacon of creativity, innovation, and opportunity. In a collaboration of minds and hearts, Amina embarks on a monumental endeavor, teaming up with renowned historians and archaeologists. She spearheads a groundbreaking documentary series titled Africa, the Birthplace of Humanity. Through a mesmerizing blend of storytelling and visuals, the series takes viewers on a captivating journey through Africa's rich tapestry of history. From the dawn of civilization to the present day, it shines a spotlight on Africa's enduring legacy and its profound influence on the world stage. That inspired Amina to orchestrate a grand summit on African heritage and global solidarity. A celebration of Africa's vibrant diversity and a call to foster cross-cultural exchange. World leaders, cultural ambassadors, and grassroots activists converge in a kaleidoscope of music, dance, and art. Against this vibrant backdrop, participants engage in dialogue and forge meaningful connections, reaffirming Africa's central role in shaping the shared identity of humanity. The Grand Summit reverberates across the globe, igniting a powerful movement for change. Inspired by the celebration of African heritage and global solidarity, people from every corner of the earth take to the streets in demonstrations advocating for free visa travel. Social media platforms buzz with viral campaigns as individuals share stories of unity and connectivity. Amina's vision of cultural exchange and cross-border collaboration resonates deeply with people worldwide. Governments around the world take notice of the overwhelming support for easier travel and increased international arts and cultural exchange. As the momentum of the movement grows, a groundbreaking decision is reached. All country leaders unanimously agree to sign a historic agreement for free visa for all. This landmark decision marks a significant step towards breaking down barriers and promoting inclusivity on a global scale. With visas now freely accessible, Africa experiences a tourism renaissance like never before. The influx of tourists injects new life into local economies, creating jobs and opportunities for communities across the continent. From hospitality and transportation to artisanal crafts and culinary experiences, Africa's tourism industry becomes a catalyst for economic growth and development. Amidst the thriving tourism industry in Africa, efforts are underway to ensure that local communities reap the benefits. Sustainable tourism initiatives are being implemented to safeguard natural habitats and preserve cultural heritage. Travelers are offered authentic experiences through community-based projects, enriching their journeys while contributing to local empowerment. The revenue generated from tourism is reinvested into community development projects, fostering growth in education, healthcare, and infrastructure. It's a cycle of positive direct impact where everyone benefits and thrives together. One evening, Amina sits on her couch, completely engrossed in the news about the summit and the rapid growth of global tourism industry due to the free visa system. Suddenly, her phone rings. It's the head of an African research institute sharing news of a groundbreaking invention, a new solar technology. Amina's excitement is tangible as she learns about this cutting-edge breakthrough. The following day, Amina visits the research institute to witness the innovation firsthand. She's awestruck by the revolutionary clean energy device and extends her heartfelt congratulations to the brilliant scientists behind it. Pride swells within her as she sees the potential for positive change this invention holds. With momentum from the first summit still in the air, Amina wastes no time. Together with her partners, she orchestrates the second Grand Summit, inviting global leaders to witness the unveiling of the revolutionary clean energy device. In front of an eager crowd, the lead African scientist unveils the device, a mini solar panel. This breakthrough features a revolutionary material that acts like a magnet for sunlight, even in shaded areas. Its compact size, lightweight design, and innovative storage capabilities hold the promise of providing clean, reliable energy to not only communities with limited access to electricity, but also for us all. The audience is captivated by its potential to transform lives and address climate change on a global scale. Amidst this wave of progress, Amina decides to immortalize Africa's journey in a book titled A New Era, Africa Runs the World. The book becomes a bestseller, telling the inspiring tale of how Africa rose to the global prominence and highlighting the innovative strategies that drove its success. Through her book, Amina continues to inspire future generations to dream big and work tirelessly to create a brighter, more inclusive world. Amina's book launch event is a grand affair, attended by world leaders, scholars, and young African innovators. In her keynote address, Amina shares her journey, the challenges she faced, and the triumphs that followed. She emphasized that Africa's success is a testament to the power of unity, resilience, and visionary thinking. As Amina's influence continues to grow, she is invited for an interview on one of the world's most famous TV news channels. The studio is abuzz with excitement as viewers from around the globe tune in to hear from the woman who has spearheaded Africa's remarkable transformation. The interviewer begins by acknowledging Amina's achievements and the success of her book. However, the conversation quickly turns to a controversial question about the negative reactions from some critics who accuse her of trying to make Africa dominate the world. With the grace and poise, Amina responds, "I have no power to control how someone perceives me and my intentions. But let me be very honest, the book isn't about domination or greedily controlling the world. It's a story about how we were trapped in poverty in Africa and other global South nations. These are the nations holding the resources to keep the global North running. As unfair and harsh as it may sound, these regions have been exploited and overlooked for far too long. But the bright side of the book is to tell the world that if Africa were a person, a leader, I believe there would be a great leader. We're full of potential, we are abundant, but we were stuck. We've endured so much to get to this point. We aren't here to compete to be on top alone. We know what it's like to be discriminated against. We know what it's like to be disrespected and abandoned, to feel so lonely. What we seek is to rise together, all of us, in a peaceful, prosperous world for everyone, without exception. Africans love colors. To us, the world is beautiful when it's colorful. Thank you. The interview concludes with massive claps and standing ovation from the studio audience. And Amina's message spreads across social media. People from all walks of life express their support and admiration for her vision of a fairer, more inclusive world. Inspired by Amina's words, global leaders and activists unite to address systematic issues. New initiatives promote equitable resource distribution and fair trade practices. Amina advocacy sparks on a global movement. Africa, once seen through a lens of stereotypes and misconceptions, is now recognized as a powerful, innovative, and integral part of the global community. One day, Amina decides to take a day off from her busy life to visit her hometown, which has transformed from a small village into a smart, sustainable city. She walks through the streets, marveling at the progress and development that have taken place. Eventually, she finds herself sitting under a familiar tree where she used to daydream during her childhood. As Amina reminisces, a young girl around 15 years old rides up on a bicycle and excitedly claims, "Hey, you are Amina. I saw you on TV." Amina smiles warmly and invites the girl to sit with her under the tree. The girl, full of curiosity and admiration, asks, "You are so magical. How can I be like you?" Amina chuckles softly and responds, "Don't be like me. Be you. Be the best version of you and change the world to even brighter." The girl looks a bit unsure and says, "But who am I? I'm not famous like you." Amina looks into the girl's eyes. "You are, and you will be making a difference. I once thought the same way. I came from a poor family, graduated from an obscure university, but my persistence and perseverance kept me going. I never expected to become who I am today if I had stopped and thought I was just an ordinary girl from a disadvantaged background. It's your job now to do the same. Inspire other kids to be brave, to dream big, to never give up, and to never look down on their own capacity. As they grow up, as you grow up, you'll find your true calling and talents. Believe me, you have the power to change the world in your own unique way." The girl's eyes light up with a newfound determination and hope. "Thank you, Amina. I will do my best and I won't give up," she says with firm note, and Amina smiles warmly, her heart swelling with pride. As the girls ride away, Amina sits back and looks around at the vibrant city that was once her humble village. She feels a deep sense of fulfillment and joy. Africa has changed, and so has the world. In a cozy local bookstore, Amina's book, A New Era, Africa Runs the World, sits proudly on a shelf among others about innovation, leadership, and global development. A mother and her child walk in, and the child's eye light up with curiosity as they pick up Amina's book. The mother smiles warmly and says, "This book is written by a woman who changed Africa and the world. One day, you can too." The child sees the book filled with inspiration and hope, ready to dream big and make a difference.